Welcome to Urban Knife Guy, where we explore the urban knife style and the jungle survival. Today we're going to have a look at a very popular bushcraft knife. It's made in Spain, it's by Joker. This is the Ember, model CL122. First, if you watch this channel regularly but have not subscribed, please do so to help the channel out. Thanks. So the Joker Ember is just one of many different knives that Joker offers. Now, they have built their reputation over the years of producing very good quality knives at very affordable and reasonable prices. But the fit and finish is great, the sheaths are great, and they have so many different versions and varieties of different knives, from small knives all the way to big knives. And they've got quite a few different bushcraft style knives, and this is called the Joker Ember, which is quite a popular model. Now, there are many different wood handles that you can get this knife in. You can get olive wood, walnut, you can even get it in non-wood micarta scales, but I chose the curly birch wood. So let's open this up and you can see how it looks like. So this is the box, a very simple, very basic pull-off lid, and then we have the knife with the sheath. Now you do get some paracord, but I'm not gonna have a look at that. So here we have the knife, and you can see the sheath, very good quality. In fact, all the knives come with this style sheath, and very good thick leather, right? Look at that. It just feels good as well. And I personally like this sort of smooth leather finish as opposed to the textured sort of leather. And this just feels also not too dry, just feels good. So overall, great quality. Comes with this dangler with the snap fasteners. So you got two snap fasteners, so you don't have to take out your belt. Or you could remove this, because this is kind of an O-ring that can be opened up, and you can remove the dangler and just use this belt sheath altogether. So lots of options. Now, the version I got does not have the fire steel. You can buy a version which is more expensive with a loop over here and a fire steel where the head matches the wood of the handle. So that's pretty nice. I would probably have gotten that, but they just don't ship that to my country. So I got this basic model. Right, so very good. Now, just to mention, if you do buy, let's say, the black micarta handles, then the sheath would be black. For the wood scales, they all tend to be this browned sheath. Let's have a look at the knife. Look at that. That's the curly birch wood. It's very distinctive. It's very pretty. I mean, when I first saw it, I acknowledged the fact that it was really unique and looked really nice, but I wasn't naturally drawn to it in the sense that I generally like darker wood handles like walnut. But it's grown over me in time to come, or over time, and that's why I decided, well, since I don't have a knife in this wood handle finish, I thought I'll get this. But take note, this is the most expensive version of the Ember as a result. And the steel for this is also stainless steel. And this is a Scandi grind. I believe you can also get a full flat grind if you want. So this particular handle actually would remind you of the Castrum Las Felt knife. And in fact, Joker does produce a knife which is exactly the same as the Las Felt. And they call that the Bushlore, which is really all based on the Raymer's Woodlaw knife. Castrum makes their knives in Spain, although it is a Swedish brand. And from what I understand, Joker at one time made Castrum knives. And they have reproduced the exact same knife, but for half the cost. Now, I do like the Bushlore or the Bushlore, the Woodlaw sort of style knives, but I decided to avoid that controversy because I know there's some issue regarding that. So I didn't want this video to be really talking about that. So that's why I decided to go with the Ember. It is a unique design to Joker. It is still in that bushcraft style. And I do get my curly birch wood handle. And that's what I'm going to review here. So let's talk about some specs of the knife, and then I'll talk about my initial thoughts before I bring it out to the field. Now, the blade length is 4.13 inches and the width is 1.1 inches. And the overall length is 9 inches. The blade thickness is 3.7 inches, and it's a drop point with a Scandi grind and a satin finish. Now the steel for this is 14C28N. It's got a hardness of 58 to 60 HRC. Now 14C28N has high corrosion resistance and good edge retention, but it's not very tough. So you have to be careful how to use this knife. Now you do not want to bang and hammer on it. It's definitely going to suffice for just doing usual bushcraft tasks. But just don't pound on it too much. At least that's my opinion. The overall weight for the knife is 170 grams or 6.3 ounces. So I do like the weight. It's not too light. I know some people really like light knives, but I like this particular weight. It feels good in the hand. You can see the handles there, the black liners with the curly birch wood. And I must say, you know, this is just so well sanded. It's so smooth and just feels good. It does feel, you know, quality. It looks good, feels good, and that grip is good. So that thickness, I think, is something that a lot of people like, regardless of your hand size. I have small to medium hands, but I do find it fits well. Maybe it feels thick, but I don't consider it thick. I just feel it's a good thickness, but I feel if someone with larger hands, they won't find it too thin in any way. And you can see the billboarding there on the knife and nothing on the back. It's a full tang knife, and there's this exposed kind of a pommel at the end, which I guess you can use for hammering down 10 steaks or maybe breaking open some nuts and such. Of course, there's a lanyard hole. It does come with this piece of paracord, but I'll likely remove it, or I would do a kind of a snake knot just at the end, something short like that. So overall, I would say the knife is very nice in terms of fit and finish and look. Of course, when I bring it out into the field, I'm going to test the capabilities. And just for kind of a size comparison, or just a general comparison, I think the Condor Bushlore, which is again based on the Woodlore in terms of the look, which is kind of, in a way, a standard look that kind of defines the bushcraft style knife. And I've done a review on the Bushlore. You can check it out in the link in the card above or the description below. You can see very similar in the size. I think the Bushlore maybe is just slightly longer in terms of the blade and the handle, but really minute in that sense. This is 1075 steel, so definitely it's a carbon steel. It's softer. This would be a better steel in the form, at least, than stainless steel. In terms of the handle, you can see there is some similarity. They both have some kind of swell, just for better ergonomic grip, but still slightly different in overall design. Now the handle is also different. But again, with that same intent in mind. So if you're to buy the Condor, or rather the Joker Bushlore, it is very close to the Bushlore. And as I said, almost an identical copy to the Castrum Last Felt knife. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring this out to the field, and then I'll share with you my thoughts after I've done some testing. Here are my thoughts on the Joker Ember after field testing it. I can see why it's so popular, and there are many favorable reviews. I like it, right? That's the short answer. I think it's very comfortable in hand. It's got the heft that I like in a knife. It's comfortable, and it's still very pretty. I must say that it did hurt my heart just a bit when I was pounding on it, when I was battening it, because this series of wood that I got during this session is really, really tough. It's been raining. This is hardwood, but
it took a lot of water, it's fibrous, it was hard to cut through, and there were knots as well. So that's my only little gripe about that. But in terms of functionality, it does everything you expect a bushcraft knife to do. From fine tasks, whether it was cutting the paracord or to feather sticking, that was pretty effortless. You can see nice long curls. Right, that's really decent for this sort of wood. And then of course it could batten and can do harder work as well. So overall, really, I've got nothing much bad to say if you are looking for a bushcraft knife, especially in this kind of a traditional wood handle. And if you do like this curly birch, that's really beautiful. Of course, as mentioned, you can get this in walnut or even micarta scales. But overall, I think a very functional knife, really thick. Now, some people might think this is a bit too thick for a Scandi grind. I know there's some debate. Some people feel Scandi grind should not be more than 3 millimeters thick. If not, it loses its effectiveness. I think, yes, when it comes to really fine tasks, but if you're talking about general bushcraft, and I use that to mean a lot of woodwork, wood processing, you definitely do want some thickness behind it. And if you really want something really thin for food prep or something, then you get a thinner blade, whether it's a Mora Companion or even maybe some kind of a folding knife, which is thinner. Well, let's see if this can strike a ferro rod. Yeah, that's not a problem. Sharpened spine, that's really nice. So this definitely is what I would call a bushcraft knife, and with the stainless steel and I think the overall package, I can see why it's very popular, and I would highly recommend this as well. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you like the content in general, please subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.